All right, let's have your honest assessment of the chances of Atiku and Amechi, Obi and Kwankwaso, Donald Duke, Showere, Adewale, Adebayo come next year election against President Tinubu?
Well, these are very interesting pairings. But I feel pained because let us tell ourselves the truth. Donald Duke cannot defeat Tinubu. Showore cannot. Peter Obi, Kwankwaso, yes, they can. Atiku, maybe, yes, he can. Yes, he can. But the only sure bet would have been all of these individuals pulling their resources together. If they had pulled their resources together, I can tell you that the election next year is a fait accompli. But as it is, we must tell ourselves the bitter truth. The only political party that is not divided, that is unified, is the APC, the ruling party. On which platform Tinubu will be running for re-election next year? The NDC, the National Democratic Congress, the party of Peter Obi and Kwankwaso, is new. Many Nigerians are yet to even know the symbol of the party. And I have not seen sufficient public enlightenment using platforms such as this, because this, your platform, has a wide reach. It's a global platform. Because the truth is that traditional media in Nigeria is almost is in retreat. It's almost gone. All over the world, you have embraced the new media, which platforms like this represents. We've not seen advertorials. We've not seen publicity of even the messages. The elections are not far anymore. We are already in June. We are moving to July. So we are looking at less than 6 months from now. Elections will kick off. Well, maybe they are waiting for the election, the INEC timetable, for campaigns to begin. But talking about your party symbols and trying to conscientize people is not campaign. You are not saying vote for this candidate, vote for this. This is the symbol of the ADC. Promote it, the national conscience. But so, generally looking at the permutations, I have my worries because the opposition is now divided. And a house divided against itself cannot stand. Peter Obi has a great chance. And the biggest problem to the opposition in Nigeria is even Atiku Abubakar, a serial contestant who has also become a serial loser, and a man who has refused to give up. Let us put Nigeria down as a country. The North has done 8 years. We have not changed that arrangement. If people have changed that arrangement, then Atiku can run, a Northerner can run. What kind of temerity is Atiku trying to demonstrate? He goes to show to me this morning, today as I speak to you, that this born-to-rule mentality of his own Fulani stock is what may be driving Atiku to behave the way he's behaving. Otherwise, if Atiku had agreed not to run, I'm sure even Peter Obi will not go to the NDC today. The ADC, the African Democratic Congress, which was an opposition party that most Nigerians even came to embrace, seeing that Peter Obi and Atiku are there. And Chibuike Amechi is there.
Let's narrow it. If push comes to shove and then it's narrowed to just 2 candidates, Peter Obi and Atiku, probably using facts and figures, who do you think can give Tinubu a rerun for his money or even defeat him?
Well, if you look at, before now, I think Atiku being a Northerner would have given Tinubu a run for his money. But if you also look at what happened in 2023, the North itself agreed that it's the turn of the South. And I remember El Rufai was one of those who spearheaded that campaign, one of the governors that spearheaded that campaign. that it was the turn of the South. So if it was the turn of the South has done, by next year, the South would have done 4 years. So is it not now saying that power should not devolve back to the region? So many Northerners do not agree that power should devolve back to the North by next year. As a journalist, I do know, I've spoken to a lot of Northerners who still think that the next 4 years, power should remain in the South. So if that is the aggregate thinking and opinion in the North, then Atiku would have lost it. In Adamawa State, his own state, Atiku is not able to persuade Adamu Fintiri, the PDP governor of his own state, from defecting to the APC. So can we say that he has a foothold on his state? The answer is no. Now, Peter Obi is from Anambra State. The governor of Anambra State, Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo, is not really in agreement with Peter Obi as a former governor of the state. But that state is not under the ruling APC. It is a state still being held by the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA. So to that extent, and I know that Peter Obi is still loved in Anambra State. So I do not see Anambra people voting against Peter Obi compared to Adamawa people who are not likely going to vote for an Atiku. They are likely going to follow their governor and follow the APC. So if you look at this analysis, it will become clear that, one, the mood in the North does not favor power returning to the North at this time. But with regards to who has the best chances, Tinubu still has a significant chance of winning the election as long as the opposition remains the way they are. You know, as long as Atiku insists on running against Peter Obi and Kwankwaso. If you look at Peter Obi, if you look at Kwankwaso, Kwankwaso has locked down Kanu, you know. He still has significant, large following in Kano State, while Peter Obi now has significant following across the country. Because most Northerners are not saying that they've been, you know, they've had this unwritten agreement with the Southwest for a long time. Power has been rotating between the North and the Southwest for a long time, apart from Jonathan, who by providence just came to power, you know, when Jaradua died. It has always been, when it comes to the South, a Yoruba person picks it up, then it goes to the North. So the North, too, is also even thinking, shouldn't we, is it not time we look in the direction of the Southeast? And that is why the Peter Obi phenomenon becomes a serious one. That if the North decides to support Peter Obi I'm talking about the North, and you know the voting pattern in the North is usually block. If the North decides to support Peter Obi next year, then whether we like it or not, Tinubu will be in trouble. Because if you look at the last election in 2023, Tinubu has Peter Obi had recorded significant result in Lagos State, which is even the political base of the president. And Peter Obi was able to make inroad there, and I do not think that those supporters have overnight, in 4 years, evaporated. They are still there. And in the Southwest, because even if you look at the opposition to Tinubu right now, most of the opposition, people like Showore, the late Adebayo and all of that, they are all Yoruba people. They are coming from the Southwest. It's even the Southeast that is supporting Tinubu right now. With Dave Umahi, almost all the governors defecting to the APC. So the Southeast is almost in. But whether the governors who defected, the Southeast governors who defected to the APC are carrying their people along, and they will be able to deliver the results in 2027 if a Peter Obi is on the ballot against Tinubu. That's a different ball game. But generally, politics is very fluid. Elections are very fluid. You know, as we approach the elections, a lot of factors are going to come into play. Tinubu can spring a surprise by possibly releasing Nnamdi Kanu from Sokoto prison. If he does that, that's going to be a political master stroke. There will be what will be the issues in the Southeast for campaign against Tinubu if he releases Nnamdi Kanu, and then you have a minister of works who is from the region, and then roads are not being built in the East. Things are happening there, unlike before. You know, and then a leader that they all love, Nnamdi Kanu, who was imprisoned by Buhari, is freed by Tinubu, a Yoruba man, and they is asking for their support to return him. So I think that could be a joker, against even Peter Obi himself. So a whole, like I said, it's fluid, and a lot of things is going to happen. But generally speaking, Nigerians want the best in 2027. We are tired of these shenanigans. We are tired of deceit. We are tired of fraudulent politicians who just want to feather their own nest, line their pockets at the expense of the people.